Welcome back, everyone, to the Rich Life Training Series powered by R.I.C.H University. Again, Dominic Caminati here, CEO of R.I.C.H University, the industry-leading training and consulting group. I'm joined here in the studio with my good friend and mentor, Dr. InJun Chong. As you know, he's the CEO of Reveal Wellness and the founder of this amazing Rich Life program. The mission of this series, of course, to provide you with actionable information to optimize your physical and mental performance so you can truly live the rich life you deserve. In this course, we're going to be focusing on a very important relationship, which is your relationship with your community. So, of course, you talk about contribution in this training series, and we're going to dive into that a little deeper. But what is it about your community connection that you feel is essential to living a rich life, Doctor?
Well, I'm talking about, when I say community, of your local community, but also the community within inside your profession, right? So going to these different events and helping bring in and exchanging with one another to help each other in these groups. Like when I go to an association meeting, for example, we'll go to the Wisconsin Association meeting, we'll bring new ideas, and what we're kind of experiencing in the trenches to help one another exchange information so we can then also help our businesses rise and elevate. But then we look locally, people that are not even in our business, to help the community actually be healthier by contributing both financially, but also some of their time. I find that when you have that connection, you're giving that investment of your time to the community, that they also give back and support you too. Yeah, because you never know when stuff could happen where we need that support from the community. With they have different strategies with even like weather, where stuff happens, right? And people can really turn your life upside down. And if you've been investing in the community, enriching and supporting them, they're going to also impact, in turn, help impact your life and help you with that too.
So we have two events we host each and every year. We have a sales training event, and we have an owner's camp called the Agogi Summit. And one thing I notice is when you bring all these like-minded individuals together that are really trying to achieve the same types of goals, and they can network with each other and share that connection, that community, share ideas. Everybody wins. And I find that a lot of people go through this life selfishly, kind of alone on an island all by themselves, just trying to fail forward and trying to wing it. But you can slingshot your forward in life faster than you can ever imagine, faster than you ever thought possible, by getting out there and being a part of your industry community and your local community. So, of course, industry-wide, we do these events, and I see the value in that. I personally attend events. I just got back from a 10X growth conference. Not that I'm endorsing Cardone's 10X and all this stuff, but what I did come back there is I came back there reinvigorated and refired up because I was networking with other hungry, ambitious, and driven entrepreneurs that are trying to 10X their business and 10X their life. So that's an example where I benefited by being involved in that community of like-minded entrepreneurs that are trying to elevate their business. It's time to listen up, closers. Before you go any further, you need to hear this. The R.I.C.H University Sales Academy Masterclass is not just another training opportunity. This is the most in-demand, highest-rating sales training program in the history of the home improvement industry. Thousands of sales warriors just like you have gone through this life-changing program taught by our world-class head sales trainer, Daniel Coombsbury, and they are winning more and bigger because of it. If you're serious about dominating in sales, this is where you go to sharpen your edge. The best part is, it's 100% virtual and happens on the second Monday of every month, so there are absolutely zero excuses not to invest in your growth and development. Why don't you go ahead and hit the link in the description to learn more and lock in your spot and get ready to ignite the greatness within. On behalf of R.I.C.H University, yes, you are a closer, and back to the video. So the more you can get out there and be a part of the community, and then also living local, right? So like at my house, we have a farm stand locally at the end of our driveway. And we got people in our community that come by this farm stand to get fresh produce. We have our own pasture eggs, chickens. So we sell chicken eggs and duck eggs. And my wife, kind of on a little homestead, Caminati homestead, she got all these amazing products that she makes that we offer up to our local community. And we're starting to get to know people within our community that we never knew before, building new relationships. And as a result of that, I'm learning about other skills and other services that other people contribute to where, okay, they come to us for the eggs and they come to us for the fresh produce, but this person does lawn care service, or this person does strawberries, or this person does fill in the blank, different types of services. And we can all help each other out and grow and be there for one another as a community. So if things happen in life where, we do need their help, I've nurtured those relationships and made it a priority to be active in my community. It's just like in anything in life. We've talked about in a lot of these videos already that when you give back to others, you invest positively into their life, that relationship capital from your community, you can also get that investment poured back into you when you need it.
Yeah, it's like a big co-op in a sense. And looking at these people's lives, sometimes they forget it. And we're not an island. We cannot coexist by ourselves.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can try all you want. It's not going to work.
Well, I was just out in Florida visiting with the friends. They do storm relief, disaster relief, and you're sharing it. When he goes to these experiences, the devastation from these storms down in Florida, he goes in to help these communities. He's like, there's just something about that. He's a very successful business person. So there's just something about that, helping people when they're in need, that just a true fulfillment in doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, of course, giving back to your community, giving back to those around you, attending industry events, how can that impact or positively impact someone's physical and mental health?
Well, there's, again, like I said, when you feel good, by doing good, you feel good. Yeah. And the feeling good then really exuberates your chemistry. It changes around. And we go back to the chemistry. I know it's probably, different than what you've all heard or shared in conversation with people, but that's my lane, right? So I look at the individual cell and say, how is that cell functioning and what is the environment that cell is in?
Yeah.
And so when you do good things, your body feels good, and then it exuberates those feel-good chemicals that are actually enriching and helping you increase your longevity throughout the way the cells are functioning, as opposed to them destructing and going down the negative eroding path. And really what happens when we start doing these things, they start to multiply and they start building on one another. And that's just how the chemistry works.
Yeah. So if you're an owner of a business, a leader of a team, if you're a salesperson, whatever it is, you need to get out there, get more active in your community, start networking with like-minded individuals, because what it's going to do, it's going to share you some things you don't know. It's going to help you see blind spots you cannot see. One thing I commonly share when I'm doing public speaking is, I don't have all the answers, but here's what I do know. I know some things you don't know. You know some things I don't know. Together, we can do great things. That's really what it's all about. The more people you can talk to, network with, shake hands with, the more people you can bring into your community, personally and professionally, it's going to help you grow and live a truly enriched life. And it's going to help forge new friendships and relationships. I often think as friends is the family you choose, right?
Are you ready to take control of your health and start living a rich life? Then it's time for us to talk. I'm Dr. InJun Chong, CEO and the founder of Reveal Wellness. It's been my life's dedication helping sales warriors, business leaders, entrepreneurs, and high achievers just like you optimize their performance in their personal and professional lives. If you're feeling stuck and burned out and you're ready to reignite your vitality, click the link in the description and connect with me directly. Because above anything else, you deserve to live a rich life, and I can help you get there. I'm looking forward to meeting with you, and back to the video.
So we don't get to choose our family, but I guess so you can choose your friends, and that's the family you choose. And you're going to make some lifelong friendships and connections that could be transformative in nature. So I know, like, for example, I've been to a couple industry events, just networking. It could be at a bar, not that that's the healthiest thing, but sometimes you meet people at the bar late at night. And I know for a fact that these are going to be now lifelong relationships that I'm going to carry with me forever after. And it's already been proven to be beneficial personally and professionally, having that person in my community and nurturing that relationship. And we very much collaborate back and forth and help each other out. We can check each other's sick, so to speak. We can see each other's blind spots. And that's something I never would have had if I didn't get out there and become a part of my professional community of like-minded individuals. And then, of course, living local, right? Don't be afraid to get to know your neighbors. Be close to your local community. Figure out ways you can contribute to the people around you, because whether it's in your professional life or your personal life, you never know when that person is going to be there for you when you need it the most. And it's really reassuring going to bed at night knowing that you have people that have your back when you need it. So obviously, in some way, shape, or form, building your local and professional community is like an insurance policy. And it's, again, going back to the statement we've said many times in the series already, you're building that relationship capital. And that's one of the best investments you can make. So what small ways can busy professionals contribute to their community if they're constantly focusing on their business and they're not necessarily thinking about big picture in their community? What are some ideas you have for how they can be more diligent about how they contribute?
Mentorship.
Mentorship.
Because also that will support their industry and career, because they're bringing up the young ones and helping them. That will then really support the growth of their profession, but also hold them to be accountable to as well.
Yeah.
And put them in leadership opportunity for that.
So when people are able to contribute to their local community and give back, how can that help reduce the feeling of like burnout or stress?
What's going to keep them new? Because they're seeing things from a different lens that they may not have looked before. So most people that are in business, entrepreneurs or leadership roles, they always are looking for new ways to get excited or to sharpen the sword, if you will.
So we talked about, obviously, family relationships, on why that's important to really pay attention to. But how do you feel that relationships outside the family can also enhance fulfillment in life? You know, whether it be your friendships, your local community, people in the industry, how can that really essentially pour jet fuel on people's sense of fulfillment in life?
Well, to look at it through a different lens, like I said before, and they're going to take on things they may have not taken on before or do things differently. That encourages them to grow, right? And the only way you continue to grow is by providing yourself in an environment where you're uncomfortable and you're not getting stuck in the mundane day-to-day stuff. And it makes it more dynamic.
So I know people in my personal life that just really want to try to do it on their own, whether it be pride or ego, whatever it is. So what do you think the biggest fear people would have seeking outside guidance, help, advice, support, attending industry events? What do you think they're afraid of?
Change.
Yeah.
They like to say what's familiar because they know. And even if the outcome is not the best, they're familiar with it. So they stay in that. Just like people that stay in unhealthy relationships because it's familiar.
Yeah.
So if we step out into the unknown, that's pretty scary, a little bit risky, right? But then you don't grow either.
Right, exactly. So in order to grow, we're going to talk about this in depth on another video here, but you know, it's important to really get outside your comfort zone. You know, to truly grow, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you're always comfortable and you always feel gravy and you're just sitting there by yourself, not doing anything, not learning new things and challenging yourself in new ways, that's when you tend to go backwards. Because there's really 3 paths you can choose in life, and 2 of them are actually a decline. So you can grow in your life, you can stay the same, which is a decline, or you can actually go downhill. And the reason why staying the same is a decline is because the world is rapidly evolving, the world is changing, things are getting more expensive, things are getting more challenging. If you're staying the same, you're actually going backwards. So you're losing progress, right? You're not going to keep up with this rapidly dynamic changing industry and this changing world. So you got to be willing to get out there and build your professional and personal community. And I think this is what's really missing in the world today is people are so reliant on, let's just say it, their government or a federal official to provide a service or to take care of them, when really we should all be taking care of each other in our local community and in our professional communities. And that's going to be a much more sustainable, much more, it's a much better insurance policy for the long run investing in your local community than it is banking on somebody in a government position to take care of you, right? So again, we can talk a lot about this, but make sure you pay attention to forging new relationships with people within your line of work or people in your local community, because you never know what that could turn into, what opportunities could present themselves, and new people they could introduce you to, because in some cases it's not what you do, but who you know, that could really change your life. And instead of you beating your head up against the wall, trying to figure out how to navigate through this world, through this industry, and achieve the level of success that you've always dreamed of, sometimes meeting that one person that looks at the same challenge a little differently, it can open up your mind and it can get you to accelerate your growth and success. Those relationships will prove to be very, very priceless for you in your life.
It even goes back to the relationship with yourself too, because when you do these type of things, it helps you give and receive. And some people aren't very good at receiving. They're very good at giving, especially when you get in a leadership role and you become successful. You're always giving, and uncomfortable receiving. So it helps keep that balance for you and your identity with yourself.
Yeah, we call that the law of reciprocity, right?
Yeah.
So I give something to you, you give something back, and we're both benefiting and growing along the way. We're both winning.
We're exchanging.
Yeah, we're exchanging. Yeah. Absolutely great stuff. So again, hopefully you took away some useful information. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this episode of the Rich Life Training Series powered by Gross University. We hope this course challenged the way you think about success in your personal, professional life And of course, in this entire series, be sure to check out all the amazing content that Dr. InJun and I cover in this life-changing video series. Remember, you truly do deserve a rich life. And on behalf of our entire team at Gross University, yes, you are a closer.